everyone, and welcome back to Granted Gardens. It has been a couple of weeks. So short story, we weren't feeling too good. So we took a little bit of time to enjoy the holidays and then took a little bit of time to just heal our bodies. But we are back. So today I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. It's not a secret at all, actually. It's not a secret at all. It is something that I've talked about quite a bit in previous videos in the past, and that is my love of thrifting. I am so passionate about uniqueness and expressing yourself and reusing, recycling. My taste is very eclectic. Like, I like little bits and pieces of different things that all come together, and that's beautiful to me. That is what is beautiful to me. I just love little bits and pieces of stuff from all over the place and different eras, and I put them all together. That's what makes my heart sing. So today we're talking about one of the main ways of how I tend to receive said eclectic decor. And that is thrifting. I love to thrift. There's just something super exciting about walking in and not knowing what you're going for, having absolutely no idea what you're going to come across, and then finding stuff that is so unique, whether it be, you know, handmade artifacts or stuff that was made years and years and years ago that is no longer even thought of anymore. That is what gets me excited about thrifting. I have a haul here that I had set aside to clean when I was feeling better. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what I got on this haul. This is a GoodWill haul, and kind of talk a little bit about what I do, the process of cleaning everything, style, the ways that I love to decorate my home. Alright, so my first step whenever I bring anything home is I disinfect it. So I've already disinfected all of this by just spraying it down really good with a disinfectant spray and then wiping it down with paper towels, or spraying it and letting it dry if it's something that it's okay for this to sit on and dry for a while. Letting disinfectant dry on its own tends to work a lot better than wiping it down while it's still wet. You want to try and let this kind of sit and dry for as long as possible. So I've got everything disinfected, wiped, and the next step is to clean it. So I've got it all here in my sink, messy sink, and we're going to go ahead and scrub everything down with soap and water, hot soapy water. I am a wooden spoon junkie, and it is like, it's more of an obsession than it is a need. So this is my current wooden spoon collection, okay? Some of these I paid full price for. This one specifically I got from a local fair, and I love this. Like, this is my absolute favorite spoon. Paid full price for it. You can kind of, I don't know the name of the guy. I'll see if I can find it and link it below. But this is his little signature, this like star on the top. So this one I paid full price for and absolutely love it. Some of these that are in here are hand carved. Some of them are just goodies from the dollar store, okay? So essentially I'm looking to find replacements for all of my dollar store ones and get rid of my dollar store ones, but I just love using wooden utensils. There is this concept to cooking with natural materials that people that do it can feel it. It's an experience. It's like, it's an actual physical reaction for me when I cook with natural materials, and I just enjoy the process so much more. And if you have never cooked with natural materials, I'm going to sound a little crazy right here, okay? You're probably thinking like, it's a spoon, okay? It's not just a spoon, trust me. You've got to try it and you will feel it. I had the exact same experience the first time that I ever actually drank out of a handmade mug. It was the exact same feeling that I get when I use natural materials to cook with. It's just a different experience, trust me. Try it if you haven't. So as you got a glimpse of it here, I got my hands on some really cool handmade wooden spoons from Goodwill, okay? Now these can easily run $20, $30, $40, $50 a piece. Some of them even more. Like, I would imagine this one probably costs a bit more. I got them for $1.49 at Goodwill, so it's always worth keeping your eye out for them. These are some really beautiful pieces. I love, like, the custom handles. You get a little design there. I love how deep this one is. Like, this is just, it's so gorgeous. And what I thought was really fun was this one here, made by my guy. So that was exciting. So I've got some wooden spoons here. I was trying to find kind of like wooden pieces to set out that I can set stuff on, maybe while things are cooling from the oven. So I got this cute little piece of wood that you can kind of sit, you know, hot drinks on while they're cooling down, or maybe something out of the oven like a hot plate. And I got this one too, which I just thought was really pretty. Just liked the colors and the decorations. So these are some really cute wood pieces here. I scored a Pampered Chef mini loaf pan of Stoneware. This was $5 from Goodwill. Pampered Chef, so you can't go wrong. I love stoneware. I have stoneware pieces. I use them regularly, and they're just one of my favorite things. Again, cooking with natural materials. Food tastes better. My experience while I'm cooking everything is better, so I had to pick this up. I got this cute little pot. Initially, I was thinking I was gonna use it to like plant like as a planter, an actual pot. But you know, it really could be used as a crock as well. And then I was realizing that with my new spoons, they're probably not all gonna fit in here. So I don't know, I might use this to hold my wooden spoons. I haven't figured it out yet. We'll get there. I got some of these absolutely gorgeous fine china plates. These are so beautiful. I just love the decor on them. For anyone that's into it, I'm not gonna try and pronounce this. It says fine, S-E-Y-E-I, China on the back for anybody that's into that kind of thing. If you can see that, it's really beautiful. And so right now, I have a bunch of white plates because that was what I wanted, and they're all from IKEA. I will literally never buy plates from IKEA ever again. I'm sure there's plenty of people that could have told me that was going to be a bad idea, but they crack and break so easily. So I'm looking to update my plates, to change them out, to kind of get new ones to fill in the holes for the ones that have now broken. And I don't know, my heart is just calling me to kind of go with this older, like, fine china look, right? But what I want is I don't want all of them to match. So I only got 4 of these. And my idea is to kind of find something that's similar, but I want different patterns. So the idea here is that as you go to sit down at the table, the person sitting next to you might have a different pattern than you do, and it just kind of keeps things interesting and exciting. So I really loved these. I loved the colors. So I picked up 4, and we'll be on the lookout for more to add to my collection. Now, with wooden spoons, you absolutely never want to put these in the dishwasher. The ones that I have from the dollar store, I'll be honest with you, they've seen the dishwasher a time or two. I don't mind too much about them, but my handmade spoons and utensils, I always hand wash. If you put them through the dishwasher, it's gonna start damaging the wood, and your utensils just won't last as long. Now, I am going to try and spruce these up a little bit here later in the video, where I use something called spoon butter that I'm gonna make here at home to lengthen the lives of my wooden utensils and kind of bring them back to life a bit once they start to dry out and go dull. Now, for those of you that are big stoneware fans, obviously this is not something that you do every single time that you use your stoneware set. Stoneware tends to be treated very similar to cast iron in that you don't necessarily need to deep clean it with soap every single time that you use it. But right now I am giving it a really good scrub down just to be sure that I'm getting off its past life. I can go ahead and re-season this later. That's not an issue at all. But I'm just super excited to get my hands on a stoneware piece for $5. Now you can see here where it's got some discoloration. That's just the seasoning left on it from previous use. This actually is fairly clean, believe it or not. This looks like it has only been used maybe once or twice. Essentially a well-loved stoneware pan will be a really, really dark color everywhere, and that's how you can tell that it is very loved and well seasoned, which I'm sure this will get there eventually. Pro tip: if you ever have trouble getting a sticker off of thrifted goods, specifically from GoodWill, the secret is always to soak them in water. I have spent way too much of my life wasted trying to pick off the dry price sticker off of thrifted goods, and I've learned, like I said, specifically with GoodWill, that if you let the stickers soak, they practically fall off all on their own. Okay, so now that we've got them all nice and cleaned up, it's time to make sure that we are tending to our woodenware. Is that a word? I don't know. If not, I just made it up. So I make something called spoon butter, and it's not something that you eat, even though it sounds awfully delicious. And the idea there is just to take some of your well-loved and often used wooden utensils. You can also use this for cutting boards, and kind of breathe some life back into them. So kind of what we're looking for here is, if you look at this, you can see how it's kind of dried out here at the tip. It's very dried out like up here. Handle, you can see, is looking pretty dry. And essentially, once you start using, especially if you use them regularly at high heat temperatures, your utensils start to just dry out. And the drier that they get, the more at risk they are for cracking. So you do want to make sure that you're tending to them. So I'm going to go ahead and whip up some spoon butter and get some spoon butter on my old used utensils and my new to me utensils. So this is what it'll look like once it cools. And then we'll go ahead, take it out of our little jar and just put some on our spoons. All right, so I'm gonna start with my spoons that I got from the thrift shop. Now this has cooled quite a bit, but it's still a little warm, so it's still a little soft. So I'm just picking some up out of this jar. And then I'm just gonna generously apply to our spoons. And by generously, I mean you can really keep it on there. Like, don't be shy. Putting on, you know, a nice coating. Make sure you get all of the surfaces, all of the edges. And then essentially what we're gonna do is let this sit for about 12 hours. So I'm gonna just let it sit overnight. And then we'll come back tomorrow and we'll wash it off so that they're ready to use. Now what this does is that it's going to help kind of fill in any of your cracks and crevices. It's going to provide a bit of a sheen to your utensils. It's going to make kind of help hydrate, so rejuvenate them a bit, bring them back to life, bring back their original color. And then of course, with that little bit of sheen that it does add, it can make it a lot easier to clean them as well. So you can see, put a nice coat on there, being very generous with my application. And then I'm just gonna let it sit overnight and wash it off. So I'm going to go ahead and do this to all of my spoons, including some of my older spoons that I've had. Now this will store for a few months. You can have it on hand and continue to rejuvenate some of your wooden utensils. This is not necessarily just for spoons. You can also use it on things like cutting boards. Maybe if you have any wooden cups, this is a great way to kind of bring them back to life. I'm going to finish wrapping this up, but as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to sharing more with you soon. Bye-bye.